Okay. Yeah. Danny, congratulations, man of the month. Heavy weekend for me. Manager of the month in January. How does it feel?
Yeah, great, of course, but it's all about my team, my coaches around me, and I'm honest. Yeah, it's a small prize in one of the season where we want a bigger prize, hopefully at the end. And let's see what we can do. I think it shows that we made a lot of things right in the last couple of weeks, but not more. It's about the next game. This is tough tomorrow.
In terms of what you're saying then, do you feel that it can be a sign of things to come now? Things really started to turn at the turn of the year. You had that big winning run.
Yeah, I think it's general now. We're in a part we have to deliver game by game, and it starts really tomorrow. It feels great at the moment that we have such a run, that we took a lot of wins, less conceded goals, we score more goals, all these things that gives us a big belief and trust in what we are doing. But the season is still long, a lot of big games ahead, and for this it makes no sense to look too far away. But if you can continue our way, then yeah, there's a chance for more.
How do you assess the game tomorrow night, Danny? I think looking at it, the last time Motherwell conceded a goal against opposition at Fir Park was October 18th, 4 days before you arrived in the hot seat at Ibrox.
Yeah, at first it showed that they're doing an outstanding job there. I think the manager is doing a good job there, the group doing a good job there. It's a tough place. I think also the home game here was a game with a lot of chances on both sides. Both teams play with intensity, both teams try something in the game. We know what we expect in this game, and for us it's the next big challenge on a tough place. I think in the last couple of weeks we were always ready for this challenge, and we took always good results from these big games, and tomorrow is the next step. We go there with confidence, with ambitions, and we have to do a lot of things right tomorrow to win such a game.
There have been question marks over the mentality of the squad in recent seasons. When you look at the size of the task facing them over the next 7 to 10 days, do you feel as if the squad are prepared for that now?
I feel that we have confidence, I feel that we want to show where we are and what we can do on the pitch. I think it was in the last couple of weeks really. I think even when you go, for example, to Aberdeen, I think it's also a tough place and we showed a big character. But every game now is a challenge. You have never easy game now. In the final weeks of the season, especially the second half of the season, you know that every point is important. I said this after the Hibs game, for example, that even this point is important to take it. And tomorrow as well, we go there. I feel the challenge of the group and the connections there. Even the players that are not playing, they are really ready to hunt the other players. They are in front at the moment, and with this mindset we should go. We're looking forward more now to such a game. A couple of weeks ago we were maybe a little bit too respectful, too fear, too scared for such a game. Now we're looking forward. But it's about performance on the pitch. I can speak a lot about where we are at the moment, but we have to deliver again and again. And if you do this, then we have a great opportunity to make a next small step on our journey.
Danny, there's times this season where it's looked like the team's been over-reliant on certain individuals or set pieces, but does it feel now with the new signings coming in that you've got different options, different tools now that are capable of breaking teams now?
Yeah, I think in general we try, and I think this is our job as a coaching group. We try to give the players as much as possible tools to scoring goals, but also in the defense that we are connected. I think we have still different direction how we press. We always try to give them a plan. We always try to give them clear instruction what we want to see. And then it's about my players, and my players at the moment deliver very well on the pitch. They take straight the informations, I think, and I know you cannot compare teams with other teams, but we spoke after the Hibs games what we have to improve, and 3 days later I saw straight that we did exactly what we want, and it gives me a good feeling. Yeah, the challenge always is about as a manager, you work on one things, but then don't forget the other things. Yeah, keep going and collect more. And I think this is now really a process what we did in the last couple of weeks or months, that we building up our house, if you want, with the tools bigger and bigger, and it helps. And beside of the content, the tactic, it's about the attitude, the mindset, the confidence, the trust in what we are doing, because you can go in a duel with maybe I win the duel, maybe not, or you go with 100%, and that is a big difference, and this is what we tried, and that's what my players did really well in the last couple of weeks.
You said a moment ago you thought the team was too respectful in some games. So do you see now a swagger in this team? Do you see them now showing that confidence, that belief in themselves?
Yeah, look, I think my mindset is always go for a win instead of a draw. And I think with this mindset, when you go in a game, then to change something in your mindset, because then you're not fear or too respectful. Yeah, we respect all the opponents, but you know what I mean. It's about you are on front foot or not on front foot. You want to score, or you think maybe not. No, I want to see a team who goes with courage on the pitch and is always ready to score goals.
Obviously this is the first title race you've been involved in as a manager yourself, but you've been there before with Bayern, won a couple of titles in Germany. Is there any moments that you look back to in that spell when you were in Munich, and that you can take experience from, you can take belief from, that can work in the circumstance here?
Yeah, of course. I think the experience in Munich helped me a lot. It's about how you win games, and it's also that you are always hungry after one win to the next one. I think this is the biggest part. It starts in the training. Every small-sided game you should win in the training as a group, because it gives exactly this culture, for a winning culture. This is what I learned from my time in Munich with the players. When you see then the training's quality, and even it's a 4-against-4 game, they want to win this game, and I think this is helpful. This is what I try leading by example. Yeah, that every game it's important, and this is now I think the result a little bit from the last couple of weeks. The first 2-3 wins feels like big wins. And now you can value wins, but you know after the game, 5 minutes after the game, for me it's clear, it's about the next, and the head goes straight to the next one. And this is what we have to do every time, and if you can do this consistently, we spoke about this in December, if you can take consistently points, then you have a chance to get more, and we did this in the last couple of weeks very well. But now we have teams ahead of us, games ahead of us, where we have to play on our highest level.
Just in terms of that mindset and that culture that you spoke about in terms of Bayern, do you see that starting to be built here? Obviously at Bayern it was a lot more established. You've only been here a few months, but do you see that those traits from your time in there come into Rangers?
Yeah, I think in 10-12 weeks ago you go in games and you thought, hopefully, but now you go in the game and say, yeah, of course we will win, we can win, and if you do this right, we have a big opportunity to take the next 3 points, and I think this change massive, not just in my view, also, and this is the most important thing by the players, to go in games and think, if we're doing well, if we do our things 100%, we will win games, and this winning mindset is great. But again, I have to be always humble in this case as well. It's a big job to do this again and again and again and again until the end of the season. And we prepare this, we are ready. The signings in the January clubs, of course, is a part, because they bring experience, they bring quality, but also the players here deserves a lot of credit so far.
In terms of squad for tomorrow night, are Fernandez and Trinity available, and anyone else in or out?
Everyone is available except from, I think Max will be not available for this game, but all the other players are available. This is a good part. I have to make then some decisions for tomorrow. Who starts, who finished the game. I think this is also crucial, and it helps, I think, not just me to have these options. I think this is also learning from my group that it means not when you are not started, you're not important. It is important for the group to have this impact from the bench, and I think we have now tomorrow a game, then we have a weekend a big game, and I always try to take the games as a single game, but then of course my responsibilities as well, who's maybe a good fit for which opponent. And I have two clear ideas for both games, but you never know in football if it's also possible then.
Is that a pleasant headache for you to have as a head coach? So many players available trying to get in this starting 11.
Yeah, at first it shows that also my medical department made a good job. We come through the busy time in December, and I think it was not always easy. I never could, or not never, but it was not always possible to take the same players because of this or this. It gives me more options. It gives the group more quality, and I like to have the squad now together, not just about numbers also. I see more and more players come now to 100%, and I think this is the most important key, that you have players, especially in the second half of the season. This is again the experience in Munich. You need in the crunch time your players on a perfect level, and if you have this, then you have a big chance.
Depending on what happens tonight, in tonight's game, Danny, Rangers could go top tomorrow. How big would that be at this stage of the season?
I think the great thing is that we closed the gap in the last couple of weeks, and now we have the opportunity to close it again. Of course, it depends about our performance, not just about the result from the other places. If we do our job, then we have it. But then, I took the word in the past, hunter. Even when we are maybe in a different position, we should hunt again for the next win. It's not just about a position, we should always hunt for wins, and if we do this as a group, then I'm very positive for the future.
Are you going to the game tonight, maybe with a little hip scarf or something, or will you just watch?
No, because I will watch it in the evening, but I think in general it makes no sense to cross the fingers for other teams, and this is now the result from the last couple of weeks. We have everything in our hand. If we do our job right, then it's not so important how the results in other places are. Sometimes I make the phone off because I live calmer instead of looking too much. You never know, sometimes there's a goal in extra time 7, and then maybe you are too angry, you never know. But in this case, now focus on ourselves, make our group better, have a good performance, and deliver tomorrow again a good game, and then we'll see what we get.
You talked about the run of big games coming up. Obviously, there's the game against Celtic in the cup that was just drawn the other day. What was your reaction when you saw that?
Yeah, especially when you play 2 of these games during 1 week. I don't know how often this you have as a club, in 1 week to have such 2 big games. I'm looking forward. For me, it was important to have a home game because I like to play in front of our fans, and we have 2 great opportunities in 1 week, and let's see what we can do. Will be special. I think now with all the games ahead of us, starts tomorrow, then Hearts, then we have to do a job in Livingston, and then you have these 2 big games. As a supporter, you will enjoy when you take the right results. As a manager, I will also enjoy these games because that's the reason why we play football. And if you want, I'm happy to have such a games ahead. Thank you guys.